Hey guys, this is another video for those people that missed the lesson 5.6 dividing fraction. So let's review dividing fraction, or let's review multiplying fraction I meant. So multiplying fraction is when we multiply the fraction straight across, i.e. multiply the numerator with the numerator and multiply the denominator with the denominator. Here is an example. 1/2 times 3 over 4. Again, you want to multiply the bottom numbers together and you want to multiply the top numbers together. So you're supposed to have 1 times 3 and 2 times 4. Now 1 times 3 is 3 and 2 times 4 is 8. And again, questions for multiplying fractions. So no question. Okay, so remember, you can use option 2 or option 3 when you guys are multiplying fraction. For those that forgot what is option 2 is when we break them down, and option 3 is cross cancel / simplification. Okay, so let's say here's an example. We have 1/2 14 times 25 14 over 25 times, let's say, 35 over 49. So option 2 says you break them down. So you're supposed to have I'ma write, oh boy, I'ma write the thing first. I'ma combine it as one fraction first, and then we do the options later. So once again, combine it as one fraction, 14 times 35, and we have 25 times 49. Okay, and this is where you break them down. Option 2 says break them down, so you have 2 times 7, and 35 is 5 times 7. And on the bottom, you're supposed to have 5 times 5, and 49 is 7 times 7. And then as you can see, we're simply going to cross out the numbers that are the same. 7 and 7, 5, 7 and 7 here, 7 and 7 here, 5 and 5 here. Okay, my bad, I wasn't supposed to go horizontal. Supposed to be 7 and 7, 7 and 7, and then 5 and 5. Then just multiply the remaining numbers. Here we're going to have, your answer is going to be 2 over 5. Why 2 over 5? Is because it's the only thing that's remaining. Now option 3 says ignore that and just divide. So here's how it is. So let's start with the easy one. What is a common factor with 35 and 5? You can divide 35 and 25 with 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. So if 25 became 5 and 35 becomes 7. Now you do the same process again. Here let's try 49 and 14. 14 you can divide that with 7, and 49 you can divide that with 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2, and 49 divided by 7 is 7. Now can we still simplify things? Yes, we can still simplify 7 and 7. You can divide those two numbers with 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 7 divided by 7 is 1. So just multiply the remaining numbers. 2 times 1, which is 2, and 5 times 1 is 5. So your final answer is 2 over 5. Now let's learn a new word, reciprocal. Well, to find reciprocal, we're going to flip the fraction. What do I mean by flip? We're going to swap the position of the numerator and denominator. Here's an example. Here's we have 30 over 45. So to find the reciprocal of this, we're simply going to put 30 on the bottom. Let me change ink. And 45 goes to the top. So we're going to have 45 over 30. So far so good. So 30 over 5 is simply 45 over 30. Again, you're like flipping the burgers. You flip. So let's try reciprocal. You guys, I'll give you a few minutes to try this, and then we'll do it together. Pause the video here. Okay, now, so hopefully you paused the video. So let's find the reciprocal. 2 over 5 is 5 over 2, and 1 over 5 is 5 over 1, and 4 is, well, first of all, you need to change 4 to a fraction. So you have 4 over 1, and now you find the reciprocal, which is 1 over 4. Now let's move on to the next part, brain activity. Now consider these two problems. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Again, this is elementary math, so hopefully you're supposed to be able to know that. And what is 6 times 1/2? Well, first of all, you need to change 6 to a fraction and then multiply that by 1/2. 6 times 1, and we have 1 times 2. And here you can try option 3 or option 2. We'll do option 2, 2 times 3 times 1, and 1 times 2. And then you cross out the number that are the same. Use black ink. 2 and 2. So you're left with 3 over 1. And what is 3 over 1? That's 3. So what does this tell us? Well, if you look closely, you start at both of them start at 6, right? But later on, they did different operation. The first one we divide by 2. The second one we multiplied by 1/2. But here's the strange thing. Your answer is equals to 3. What does that mean? Well, in math, it means something special. In math, this says that dividing by 2 and multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. If you guys still doesn't see the implication of this, it means that we can change any division problem to a multiplication problem. And as you can see, 2 and 1/2 are reciprocals of one another. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we can change any division problem to a multiplication problem as long as your second part also changes. 2 becomes the reciprocal of 1/2. Okay? So that's what it means. Okay? So let's summarize that in words. We can division is the same as multiplication by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Okay? That's crazy. That means you can change any division problem into a multiplication problem as long as the second part also changes to the reciprocal version. Okay? So here's an example. Let's say we have 72 divided by 4. Well, you can change that 72 divided by 4 into a multiplication problem. 72 times not 4 but 1 over 4. And they're the same thing. You can change 72 times 1/4 into 72 divided by 4. But I think multiplication is better. Anyway, you can summarize what we just learned into 3 words. Keep, switch, flip. Okay? Remember this: keep, switch, flip. Keep the first fraction the same, switch the division to the multiplication, flip the second fraction. Okay? And what I just want you guys to remember are the initial KSF. 3 over 4 divided by 1 over 8. Let's try some example. So before you solve, I want you guys to put the KSF underneath KSF, so you guys don't forget which one you're going to keep, which one you're going to switch, and which one you're going to flip. A lot of students get missed out which fraction they're supposed to flip, and I'm not kidding you, this is true story. So 3 over 4 is under K, so we keep it as is. We switch division to multiplication, and 1 over 8 is now going to be 8 over 1. Now, we simply multiply 3 times 4 over 3 times 8 over 4 times 1. So here, I'll try option 3 instead, and find numbers that I can divide. Here, you can divide 8 and 4 with the same number, in this case 4, not 2. You can do 2, but 4 is better. So 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So just multiply across. 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 times 1 is 1. So your answer is 6 over 1, or 6. Now let's move on to the next problem. Here we have 8 over 7 divided by 2 over 9. Again, keep, switch, flip. So 8 over 7 stays the same. Division is now multiplication. And 2 over 9 is now going to be 9 over 2. Now just multiply across. 8 times 9 over 7 times 2. Here you can try option 3 again. It's a bit faster, that's why I like it. But you can do option 2 if you like. Okay? This is about choices. I'm not limiting you to my preference. You can choose, as long as you don't choose option 1, which is just multiplying across. 8 times 8 and 2. In option 3, 8 and 2, you can divide those two numbers with 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Is there any number we can divide? We cannot divide 4 and 7, and 4, 9 and 7 is no go too. So we simply have to multiply across. 4 times 9 is 36, and then 7 times 1 is 7. So your final answer is 36 over 7. And that's it. Oh shoot, one more. We have 4 over 9 divided by 1/2. So again, keep, switch, flip. Keep 4 over 9 the same. Switch division to multiplication, and 1/2 is now going to be 2 over 1. So now we have 4 times 2 and 9 times 1. So if you use option 3, you can see that you cannot divide 2 and 9 by either number, and so does 4 and 9. Okay? Once again, I'm reminding you guys, you're not gonna divide 4 with 2 and then divide 9 by 3. You can only divide them with the same number. But in this case, you can't divide them with the same number, so you just have to multiply across. 4 times 2 is 8, and 9 times 1 is 9. So your final answer is 8 over 9. Now let's move on to the next example. 10 over 4 divided by 2 over 9. Again, keep, switch, flip. 10 over 4 stays the same. Division is now multiplication, and 2 over 9 is now 9 over 2. Now just combine them. 10 times 9 over 4 times 2. So let's start with something. So you can either divide 10 and 4 with 2, or you can divide 10 by 2 with 2. So for me, I like to divide 10 and 2 with 2. So let's try it. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now you simply multiply across. 5 times 9 is 45, and 4 times 1 is 4. So your final answer is 45 over 4. And your answer will be the same if you did 10 and 4 instead of 10 of 2. Okay? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter in this case. Okay? And then now let's try practice. You guys try 3 problems on your own. So I want you guys to pause this video right now, and then try doing these 3 problems, and then unpausing the video. Okay? Pause the video right now. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you guys pause the video and try these 3 problems. So now let's keep switch flip. 7 over 10 times 5 over 6. So if you did this already, you're one step closer to the finish line. 7 times 5 and 10 times 6. Once again, as long as you either did option 2 or option 3, your answer will be the same. If you did option 1, then your answer will not be the same as the one I'm going to show in the video. So let's try option 3. 7 times 5 is, 5 and 10, you can divide those two numbers with 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. And that's it. You cannot divide 7 and 2 or 7 and 6. And once again, you cannot divide 2 and 6 because they're both on the bottom numbers. So you simply have to multiply across. 7 times 1 is 7, and 2 times 6 is 12. So your final answer is 7 over 12. So hopefully you got 7 over 12 on your work. If not, then try redoing the practice. Maybe you got this part wrong. So pause the video, then retry, then unpause the video. Okay? Hopefully you unpause the video. Or for those that just ignore my rambling. Okay, let's try this together. 11 over 24 times 10 over 7. So you have 11 times 10 over 24 times 7. Again, divide them with the same number. Option 3. Option 3 says, oh, you can divide 10 and 24 with 2, so do it. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. So we simply have to multiply across. 11 times 5 is 55, and 12 times 7 is 84. So your final answer is 55 over 84. Okay, hopefully you got this problem correct. And then last part, KSF, 830 times 5 over 3. Now you simply multiply across. 8 times 5, 30 times 3. Again, option 3, 5, 1, 30 divided by 5 is 6. 8 and 6, you can still divide those two numbers. So let's make it easier for us. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Just multiply across. 4 over 9. So your final answer is supposed to be 4 over 9. Now let's try dividing mixed numbers. Once again, I keep repeating this when we did multiplying fraction, when we add and subtract fraction, but I just want this part to stick in your head. When we're dealing with mixed number, we need to first change mixed number to improper fraction. Okay? Whether you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, change your mix. I don't want to see it. So to change mixed number to improper fraction, we simply multiply and add. So multiply the bottom number with the whole number, then add the top number to it. So we have 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Copy the denominator 3. So your final answer is 7 over 3. That's how you change improper fraction. Change mixed number into improper fraction. Now, this is the last section, so let's try it together. 9 over 10 divided by 2 and 4/5. Again, before you even put the initials down, change your mixed number. 9 over 10 stays the same. Division is still the same, but 2 and 4/5 is now 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 14 over 5. Again, the denominator stays the same. Now you can keep switch flip. 9 over 10 stays the same. Division is now multiplication, and 14 over 5 is now 5 over 14. 9 times 5 and 10 times 14. Again, make this way easier to yourself. What the heck? Okay, my bad on that. Option 3, divide 5 and 10 with the same number. In this case, 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And basically that's it. So you simply multiply across. 9 times 1 is 9. And 2 times 14 is 28. So that's your final answer. 9 over 28. Now let's move on to the next part. 30 divided by 4 and 1/8. Again, change your fraction, change your whole number to a fraction, and then move on to the mixed number. Change your mix to a single fraction, multiply and add. So 30 is now 30 over 1, division is still division, and 4 and 1/8 is now 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. So we have 33 over 8. Now simply multiply, keep switch flip. 30 over 1 stays the same. Division is now multiplication, and 8 over 33 is your flip fraction. Now simply multiply across. 30 times 8 over 1 times 33. Again, make this a bit easier to you. You don't need to simplify it at the end. So you try option 2 or option 3. So option 3 again, for me at least, I can divide 30 and 33 with 3. So 30 divided by 3 is 10, and 33 divided by 3 is 11. Now simply multiply across. 10 times 8 is 80, and 1 times 11 is 11. So your final answer is 80 over 11. And then I want you guys to try this word problem on your own. Not word problem, this mixed numbers on your own. Pause the video right here. Hopefully you unpause the video, or pause the video then unpause the video. Okay, I'm speaking incoherent now. I'm sorry guys. Let me do this again. Okay, hopefully you pause then unpause the video to try and solve this practice on your own. If not, then I can't do anything about it. So please pause the video. This is for your own good. Anyway, let's go back to the main topic. Let's try 5 and 7 over 8 divided by 10. Multiply and add. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 7 is 47 over 8 divided by, and 10 is now 10 over 1. Again, change your whole number to a fraction. Now you can put your cape switch flip and try doing the problem. 47 over 8 stays the same, divided by 1 over 10 times, actually, not divided by. See, this is why you need the switch. Switch division to multiplication, and 10 over 1 is now 1 over 10. And then just multiply across. 47 times 1 and 8 times 10. Okay, so I can see already that I cannot divide any number with 47, so we can simply multiply across. 47 times 1 is 47, and 8 times 10 is 80. So your final answer is 47 over 80. Hopefully you got the same answer as me. Any final questions, you can type in chat or on the Google Classroom. And that's it for this video. I'll see you again next week. Bye.